Golden Horde. It was a powerful branch of the Mongol Empire, which ruled large parts of Europe, Russia, and Central Asia for over 2 centuries. Its origins trace back to the great Genghis Khan and his unstoppable Mongol army. Genghis divided his empire among his sons, and his eldest, Jochi, received lands far to the west. Later it was Jochi's son, Batu Khan, who would build this western realm into what we now call the Golden Horde. Imagine the sheer power of the Mongols back then. Under Genghis Khan, they built the largest land empire the world has ever seen, stretching from Korea to the Caspian Sea. When Batu Khan took over, he led his forces on a campaign that shook Europe to its core. By 1236, the Mongols stormed into the Volga River Valley, defeating everyone in their path. They crushed the Volga Bulgars and then turned their attention to the major Russian cities. Kiev, Vladimir Suzdal, and Halych all fell. Only Novgorod managed to escape destruction, hiding far in the north. But Batu Khan wasn't done. He pushed his armies even further west, and in 1241, the Mongols delivered 2 devastating blows. At the Battle of Legnica, they defeated the Polish and Teutonic Knights, and then, at the Battle of Mohi, they crushed the Hungarian army. Europe was terrified. They called these invaders Tartars, linking them to the underworld, as if they had risen from hell itself. But just when it seemed like nothing could stop the Mongol horde, news came that the great Khan Ogedai had died. The Mongols retreated to settle their leadership, and Europe barely escaped complete destruction. Even though they didn't march as far west again, the Golden Horde remained a dominant force in Europe and Asia. Batu Khan set up a capital at Sarai, near the Volga River, and established a system where Russian princes paid tribute to their Mongol overlords. This tribute system became a defining feature of Golden Horde rule. The name Golden Horde might have come from the golden color of Batu's lavish tent, or perhaps it referred to the royal prestige of Genghis Khan's lineage. Either way, their power was undeniable. After Batu, his brother Berk took over and continued expanding their influence. Berk not only led campaigns into Poland and Lithuania, but also did something that changed the horde forever. He converted to Islam. This created a major rift with another Mongol branch, the Ilkhanate, which had sacked Baghdad and ended the Abbasid Caliphate. The two factions clashed, with Berk allying himself with the Mamluks in Egypt. In one dramatic battle in 1262, Berk's forces ambushed and defeated an Ilkhanate army at the Terek River. But things weren't all smooth for the Mongol Empire as a whole. While Berk was fighting the Ilkhanate, a civil war broke out back in Mongolia over who should be the next great Khan. The once mighty Mongol Empire started to fracture, and the Golden Horde had to deal with its own share of conflicts. They lost some territory in Central Asia to another Mongol faction, the Shagatades, and Berk himself died while marching against the Ilkhanate. Even with these challenges, the Golden Horde didn't lose its influence. Later rulers like Mengu Timur continued to expand trade, bringing Genoese and Venetian merchants into their territory. The horde even involved itself in European politics. For example, when a former Seljuk Sultan was held by the Byzantine Empire, the horde's general Nogai invaded and forced the Byzantine emperor to marry off his daughter to him. Nogai, though not officially a Khan, was incredibly powerful, leading raids across Europe and making countries like Serbia bow to the horde. And by the 14th century, the landscape of the horde's power was shifting in dramatic ways, and at the center of it all was the growing influence of Islam. Berk may have been the first Mongol prince to embrace the faith, but it wasn't until the reign of Uzbeg Khan that Islam truly became the backbone of the state. Uzbeg, ruling from 1313 to 1341, took a bold step by declaring Islam the official religion of the Golden Horde, cementing its place in the region's identity. This move wasn't just about faith, it was strategic, strengthening ties with Muslim powers like the Mamluks of Egypt. Uzbeg even secured a marriage alliance with the Egyptian Sultan, intertwining the fate of the Golden Horde with the broader Islamic world. Uzbek's policies marked a departure from military conquest as the primary tool of power. Instead, he used political maneuvering to control the Russian princes, who were kept weak and divided through calculated alliances. Initially, Tver had the favor of the Mongols, but when its citizens turned on their Mongol overseers in 1327, Uzbek shifted his support to Moscow. That decision would have lasting consequences, as Moscow began its rise to prominence under Mongol patronage. At the same time, Uzbek wasn't shy about flexing military muscle elsewhere. His reign saw the Horde maintain an alliance with the Byzantines through diplomatic marriages, while still raiding Byzantine territory with their Bulgarian allies. In a show of global savvy, he also welcomed Italian merchants to set up trading posts in Crimea, blending commerce with politics. Despite his expansive vision, Uzbek refused an opportunity to claim the throne of the collapsing Ilkhanate, perhaps recognizing the dangers of overextending his power. Under Uzbek's successor, Janibeg, the Golden Horde reached its zenith. Janibeg managed to subjugate a wide range of territories, from Poland to Iraq, and even brought the former Ilkhanate stronghold of Tabriz under control. Yet this golden age was fleeting. The outbreak of the Black Death in the mid-14th century dealt a devastating blow to the Horde's economy and population. By the late 1350s, civil war fractured the unity Uzbek and Janibeg had built. Eastern Europe, long held under Mongol dominance, began slipping from their grasp. For a moment, it seemed the Golden Horde might recover under Tokhtamysh, a formidable leader who reunited much of the fractured realm. He even reasserted Mongol dominance by capturing Moscow in 1382, and punishing its residents for defying his authority. But Tokhtamysh's ambitions led him into a disastrous conflict with his former mentor, Tamerlane. When the dust settled, Tamerlane had left the Golden Horde in ruins, its capital Sarai sacked, its economy shattered, and its army decimated. The once mighty state would never fully recover. In the aftermath, the Golden Horde splintered into smaller khanates, each struggling to maintain relevance. By the late 15th century, Moscow, now a rising power, delivered the final blow to the Horde's influence at the Battle of the Ugra River in 1480. This victory marked the end of Mongol rule in Russia, though the remnants of the Horde lingered on in various forms. The Crimean Khanate, often considered its successor, endured for centuries but as a vassal of the Ottoman Empire. Even as the Golden Horde faded into history, its impact remained undeniable. It shaped the development of Russia, influenced trade across Eurasia, and left a legacy that echoed through the political and cultural landscapes of Eastern Europe. For centuries, the name of the Golden Horde inspired both fear and fascination, a testament to its enduring place in the story of the Mongol Empire.